Hi, this is Robert Ayton, Concordia University, EDCI 527, The Nature of Science, and this is my See Science in Everything project. And the big question in this project is there science in everything? Which ultimately begs another question of, what is science? See, if we want to know if science is in everything, we have to understand what true science is. And what is science? Science is just the knowledge of something acquired by study. It comes from the Latin scientia, which means knowledge. And we have words in our English language today that comes from that root, like conscience, conscience, which means with knowledge. And so, is there science in everything? It begs the question of, is there knowledge in everything? And the simple answer to that is yes. There's knowledge in everything. And so there's science in everything that we see, everything from the meadows and the flowers and the trees and the clouds in the sky to the beautiful things in the sky like the aurora borealis and all the stars that we see, to the earth as a whole. We have an amazing amount of science in the earth, as well as an amazing amount of science in the moon. And also, further away, an amazing amount of science in the sun. All the hydrogen fusion reactions that we see in the sun that end up coming to us in electromagnetic radiation to even far beyond the sun into the deep parts of space like nebulas and throughout the universe. Everything that we see, there is science on the macro scale. To everything we don't see, there is science embedded as well. When we take a look at a glass of water, we don't see inside that water is made up of water molecules, all hydrogen bonding, attracted to each other. The hydrogen molecule, a perfect 105-degree polar molecule made up of 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. Just an amazing molecule that we don't even see. So when we even take a look at a picture of ourselves, we don't see the invisible cells that make up our body, to that DNA, the information that makes up all of our processes and all of our characteristics in our human body, to things even beyond that, more even smaller, the atom itself, which comes from the Greek atomos, which means uncuttable or indivisible. The atom even has subatomic particles inside it, like the nucleus, made up of protons and neutrons, and also electrons, which electrons we can't even see. Electrons at a mass of 9.11 times 10 to the negative 31st kilograms. It's so small and it's so fast that we can just see the probability of where it is, according to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. And so there's science not only in things that we see, but also things that we don't see. And so science is everywhere. And if science is everywhere, then science must be important. And if science is everywhere and science must be important, then it's vital to know science, to learn science, to understand science, and ultimately to discover science. And that is where science teaching comes into play. Science teaching becomes then vastly important, because if science is everywhere, teaching it is important. And there's 2 ways to teach it. One way is through lectures and memorizing facts and figures and boring and blah blah blah, busy work, and that ultimately tends to result in students hating science. They end up hating what is everywhere around them. But there's a flip side to teaching science. Through exploration and evaluation and engaging activities and elaboration and explanation, the 5 E's of teaching science, through inquiry activities, hands-on activities, discovery approaches that end up being transformative for the student. That tends to help students with their critical thinking and problem-solving skills. That way of teaching science results in students not hating science, but loving science. And the amazing thing is when science is presented as only facts and answers, it ceases being science. Anyone with access to a computer can find that information, but science teaches us what to do when we do not have the answer. It's a systematic search with a variety of strategies that results in a dynamic body of scientific knowledge. And that scientific knowledge has come to us on the shoulders of giants, the shoulders of men like Robert Boyle, who was a Renaissance man. He was a natural philosopher, he was a physicist, he was a chemist, he was a theologian. And Robert Boyle took a look at the science everywhere around him, and he found out that science was a means to love God with all his heart, mind, and soul and strength. And he believed, as I do, that the study of science is for the glory of God alone, since God is the author of all knowledge. And since knowledge is science, science is everywhere.